Hello everyone, I'm Zuzu. 안녕하세요 여러분, 저는 주주입니다. And in today's video, I wanted to talk about how to apply for a master degree in Korea. For those who have been following me on Instagram, they know that I've been trying to apply for a master degree in Korea, and I thought I would make a little information video about this. Also, if you're just interested in studying Korean language, then I already have a video about doing a Korean language program. You can find the video right here. The first thing that I want to talk about is that there are actually two programs that you can do that actually makes the cost of studying in Korea a lot lower. And this is only for master degree programs, so this is not for bachelor degrees. So if you're looking for a bachelor degree, then unfortunately these things do not apply. But if you're doing a master degree, then definitely look into this. The first one is GKS, and it stands for Global Korea Scholarship. And this one is amazing. What this program does is that everything is fully paid for you. Fully paid. You don't have to pay anything. You even get money each month for studying, and also some amount for when you first arrive in Korea, so you can buy like a blanket or a pillow, things like that. And they will also pay for your flight ticket, and it's amazing. And this includes 1 year of studying Korean, and you have to get level 4, I think. If you don't get level 4, then you have to do it again, but I don't think it will be paid for you. In that case, you have to pay for yourself if you fail the test. And then you have the 2 years of your master program, and like your housing, your tuition, and your flight tickets, your insurance, everything is paid for by the government. And so this is amazing. So if you want to do this, it's great if you can get this. It's amazing. And there are two ways to get it. Either you can get it through the university track or the embassy track. Like, both are kind of hard to get. Unfortunately, there's only a certain amount of students that is accepted per country. I know in my country, if you go through the embassy track, there's only I think 1 or 2. So it's like, if there's like hundreds of applications, then it's really hard to be the chosen one. So if you want to get this, I think it will be a lot easier to go through the university track. But the con about this is that you can only apply for this at one university, whereas if you go through the embassy track, you can choose between different universities and different majors, and you can't really do this when you go through the university track. But if you already know what you want to do and where, then I would definitely do the university track, because if you get in touch with a teacher and you really show how passionate you are, then the teacher will help you. Some of my friends in Korea, or some people that I've met, are doing the university track of the GKS program. So, you know, it's not, if you don't try, you never know. That's what I will say. But it's difficult to get. That's the only thing I want to say. In reality, it's difficult. And then there's a second program, and this is the program that I applied for, and it's the Korean Studies program. And this is only one university that does it. It is close to Seoul, I think maybe 20-30 minutes with the subway and you're in Seoul. And this university is called the Academy of Korean Studies. And basically what this university does is that your tuition for foreigners or internationals is completely waived. So you don't have any cost for your tuition, but everything else you still have to pay for yourself. So it is not as great as the GKS option, but it is still so much better that you don't have to pay for tuition, because let me tell you, tuition at universities in Korea is really expensive. And this university also allows you to work, because there are some universities in Korea that will not allow you to work. By the way, if you do the GKS program, you're not allowed to work. So you get money from the government every month, but you're not really allowed to work to earn extra money. That's another con. But in this program, you're allowed to earn extra money. You also have an opportunity of getting an extra scholarship that gives you about $500 in a month, but you still have to pay for your dormitory, your food, your flight tickets, your insurance, your books. But they offer free Korean classes and free cultural trips, so that's really exciting. But as you can hear in the name of this university, they only have majors in something about Korea. So, for example, you have Korean history, philosophy, literature, religious studies, Korean art history, sociology, and Korean culture and society, and a few more. I don't really remember all of them. I applied for Korean culture and society because I'm really interested in Korean culture and I would love to know more about Korean society. And across all of those majors, they recruit about 30 students. So you know, it's still like a really small chance to be recruited because they call it a recruitment at the school. But like I said, if you don't try, you never know. So you could choose to do either one of the programs or just do a major on your own cost. That's totally possible as well. So when you've chosen your university and your major, sometimes this can be a little bit hard because let me tell you, Korean university websites are not always that friendly for foreigners. But usually they have an English version of their website. If you cannot find it, then just send them an email to ask for more information. But yeah, once you've chosen your major and your university, then you have to look into their application process. Now, what I've seen with different universities is that it is somewhat similar, so I will just talk about my application process and then hopefully this will help you to do your application process. Now, for every university, you need a certain amount of documents that will need to prove several things. Luckily, most universities make some kind of checklist for you to make sure that you've got all the documents that you need. So the documents that I needed were an application form, which I just did on their website. I needed an ID photo to make sure they know who I am. I needed a personal statement, and this statement was more about, like, first I had to do like a self-introduction. Who am I? What do I do in my free time? Why do I want to do this major? Are there any reasons why I chose for Korea? Or where did my interest for Korea come from? You know, just like get to know me basically. But to the university, not like your friend. They also wanted me to talk about my strengths and my weaknesses, so I was just really honest in there. I also had to talk about my academic interests, so what kind of things I was hoping to learn, what kind of goals I wanted to achieve during my study at the Korean university and things like that. And then the fourth document was a research plan. And this was actually a little bit harder than I initially thought. So what you have to do is already kind of know what you want your thesis to be about. I thought this was really weird because in my country we kind of get a few classes first, get an idea about the major, and then we decide on a topic, but you already needed to have like your research question, and then you had to write a bit about the reasons of why you chose for that topic. Now that's not too hard if like you can give an explanation for that, but the hardest part is that you needed to do a review about previous researches. And it's not necessarily hard, but the application details are mostly given like 1 month before the deadline, and I think 1 month is still a little bit short amount of time to prepare this. So I would just say prepare this already in advance before the application. Read articles, read other people's masters that are about the same topic, and then give a review about it. So in the review of previous researches, you just give like a summary of information about previous researches. Because in the research details, you have to tell them how you're going to research your topic. So I said I want to do interviews. I also want to incorporate my followers on YouTube and Instagram. So if I get chosen for the master degree, then I might be making some videos or interactive things for you guys to help me with my research, because I thought it would be so much fun, because my research will be about K-pop. I don't know if I'm already accepted. I will hear that in May. In May I will hear whether or not I'm going to the second round, but I'll come to that later. But also tell them why I think my research would contribute instead of doing a research that's already been done, because they kind of want to see something new. They want to see why your research will be relevant. So you have to explain why. And then you also have to give a bibliography. So it's basically just naming and listing all the sources that you used for your review of previous studies. This document is about 3 pages. That's what they asked for. And my personal statement was about 2 pages. So keep in mind that you need to make, you know, personal statement 2 pages and research plan 3 pages. Then they also really want to see that you're graduated from your bachelor degree. So you have to send them a copy or In my case, I could send a scanned version for the first round. For if I get through the second round, then I have to send a like physical version. So yeah, they need those, and they need transcripts. And transcripts is basically the document that explains how your grades were graded and like what your GPA is, so your grade point average. They want to know that. What they also need is a letter of recommendation from your previous university. I think it is already a good idea to contact your teacher that was guiding you. I'm not entirely sure what it's called in English. Just send them the document already and they will just fill it in and send it up, because it would take some time, especially if your teacher is really bad at reading their email or filling things in or doing something for you. If they're not really good at that, then be on time. I really was lucky that my teacher is really fast. He's amazing. So I was really happy he was able to do this for me in 1 week's time, because university wanted to have it by post, so I was not allowed to send it online. So yeah, you have to keep in mind that letter of recommendation is very important in Korea. I've never seen a university that did not require a letter of recommendation. Now, if you're going to do a major that is in Korean, then you need a TOPIK certificate. This basically means that you need to do a TOPIK exam to see at what level your Korean is. Normally, to go to a Korean university, you need like TOPIK level 4. And if you don't have that, then it will be really difficult to follow classes in Korean. And that's why they want to see how well your Korean is. At the same time, if you want to do a English major, or if you have a Korean English mixed major, or maybe just in general, they want to see an exam result about how well your English is. There are multiple different English exams. I did TOEFL because I was able to do that at home. I was trying to do it at a different location, but unfortunately due to the lockdown it was cancelled, but luckily I could do it at home. I don't really recommend it if you can do it at their test centers, because I think you can concentrate there so much better than at home, because there's so many distractions because of my family and yeah, just some unforeseen events that were going on. But yeah, you'll probably need that one too. One thing you need to know about these exams is that for both you need to be on time with scheduling your exam. For example, TOPIK in the Netherlands, the exam is only here 2 times a year. TOEFL, usually you can do it several times a month, so it's easier to do that exam. You should know though that the exam for English is quite pricey compared to TOPIK. Like TOPIK is maybe $50 and TOEFL was like almost $250, so it was really expensive to take that exam. And then usually you have to pay for an application fee. Sometimes this application fee you can already do it during the application process, but sometimes you just have to do it on the side, in which case the university will ask for a payment receipt or a proof of payment. They also need a proof of your nationality, so usually a photo of your passport will suffice for this, but you can also use something else that states where you were born, so anywhere but Korea. Proof of your parents' nationality, because if your parents are Korean, then it's possible that you cannot get the program that I mentioned, but usually the universities really want to know where your parents are from, so just make a photo of their passports or get a birth certificate, something like that, and you should be good to go. Then they also need a verification of deposit, and usually they ask about like $10,000 for this. They want to see that you own $10,000, and if you don't, then they need a letter of sponsorship, which basically means that perhaps your parents has this and they vouch that they will send you money when you need it, because the university needs to know if you can provide for yourself while you're in Korea. They don't want you to get like homeless or something like that. So it's really mandatory to have it. I know a lot of people think it's a lot of money, but honestly, for 1 year of studying in Korea, 10,000 is not that much. It will really just fly by. It's gone, I'm telling you. And so if you're doing a letter of sponsorship, they also want to have a proof of the relation between the applicant and the sponsorship. So for example, if it's your parents, then they need to know that they're your parents, and you can prove it with a birth certificate, for example. So those are all the documents. It's a lot of documents, and I think I've done about like 2 months to really get everything ready to go. So I really would say if you can start now, start now. Also, these are just documents for regular majors. If you're going into a art major or something like that, then it's possible for the university to ask for a portfolio or extra interviews for hearing you play music if you're going for a music major. So it's possible that they will ask for additional documents or information. The Korean study program that I'm in is that first is just sending the documents, second is an interview. I will hear in May if I'll get the interview or not. It's possible that they will already reject me, but I will hear about it in May. And if I'm through, then I will make a part 2 about this video. I will update on my Instagram, so you can follow me there if you want to. Now, applying on their website was a little bit difficult because everything was in Korean. Luckily, they made like a step-by-step document in English to really guide you through it. I don't think that's the best option of doing it, but I guess if that's how they do it, then it has to be like that. But yeah, be prepared that some websites will not be translated, and I really hope the universities will have like an English guide document of how to apply. But yeah, those kinds of surprises are just not uncommon. So just keep in mind that every university or program will ask for a different amount of documents. Just be prepared that the list I just gave is usually the standard kind of list. So keep in mind that those documents will be asked for. They also might ask for documents to be sent to their university in Korea, in which case do never send the original copy. Just make a copy, get it notarized or something like that, and then send it to them, because when Korean universities receive documents, there's no chance of getting it back. No chance. So yeah, that's all of the information that I have right now for you guys about applying to a master degree in Korea. I hope nonetheless that this video is really helpful to you. And if you have any questions, then let me know. You can post a comment below the video or send me a message on Instagram. That's totally fine as well. And yeah, that's the video for today. I hope you guys liked it, even though it's a lot of talking again. But yeah, I hope it was helpful and informative. If that's the case, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more content, then don't forget to subscribe. Okay? Bye bye!